Namaste students, welcome to RSV Group of Schools YouTube channel. This is part second of Pollution of Air and Water, chapter 18 from class 8 science. In the first part, you have learned different aspects related to air pollution. In this video, we will talk about water pollution in detail. Water, H2, is the most important compound necessary for life. 75% of the earth is occupied by water. Water is available on earth as surface water in the form of rivers, lakes, oceans, ponds and groundwater, which is available in the deeper strata of earth. But unfortunately, due to human activities, these water resources are getting polluted and the water pollution is increasing day by day. In this video, we will talk about what is water pollution and what are its harmful effects. So let's begin with the discussion of the definition of water pollution. How can we define water pollution? Water pollution is defined as any adverse change in composition and condition of the water which tends to lower its quality, lower means degrade, and causes serious health hazards or make it unfit for domestic use. This is the definition of water pollution. We can also describe water pollution as mixing of undesirable substances, removal of desirable substances, and change in the temperature of water are the three main causes of water pollution. These are three major categories of water pollution. What? Mixing of undesirable substances. Undesirable substances means toxic chemicals in the form of fertilizers, pesticides, industrial effluents, or removal of desirable substances. The desirable substance that supports life in water bodies is oxygen. If oxygen is deficient in the water, it is also called water pollution. And temperature of water also plays an important role in the health of aquatic organisms. So when the water temperature gets changed, this is also called water pollution. So these three are the major causes. What are the other sources of water pollution that we can understand through this flow diagram? These are different sources through which water pollution is caused. Undesirable substances get mixed into water bodies. Sewage. When untreated sewage is discharged into river or lakes, this would lead to water pollution. Domestic waste like plastic bottles, cans, they are discharged or thrown in the nearby water bodies, that would also lead to water pollution. Industrial waste. Near about 5 to 10 billion tons of industrial waste is discharged into ocean every year. So you can understand the extent of water pollution. Insecticides, pesticides which are used by farmers in the field for killing pests or insects flow along with water current and reaches to the nearby water bodies. This would lead to eutrophication, that is nutrient enrichment of water bodies, which ultimately results in algal bloom and damages the aquatic ecosystem permanently. So this is the impact of insecticide and pesticides. Oil spills. Sometimes oil carrying ships sink in the sea, or the oil spills from that ship into the sea. This would also lead to water pollution. Radioactive materials, radioactive tests which are performed lead to the contamination of water bodies by radioactive materials and damages the aquatic ecosystem. Thermal pollution. Therma means heat. This is the pollution that is related to change in the temperature of water. Chemical industries release hot water containing acids, alkalis and toxic substances in nearby water bodies. For example, many chemical industries dump their waste in river Ganga. When the temperature of water rises, then you know the oxygen content decreases because the solubility of oxygen, the dissolved oxygen decreases in water as the temperature rises. And this would lead to the removal of desirable substance, and we have already discussed that it is also one of the causes of water pollution. So this type of pollution happens due to change in the temperature of water is called thermal pollution. Siltation or soil erosion. Due to deforestation, the soil flow along with water currents and lot of silt or soil gets deposited in water bodies and the water gets contaminated. Detergents or fertilizers, we have already discussed that fertilizers reach to water bodies. Detergents are non-biodegradable chemicals. Though they clean our clothes well as compared to soap, but because of their non-biodegradable nature, they are responsible for water pollution. They cause death of aquatic animals. So these all are the sources from which water pollution is happening around us. If we stop these activities, then we can definitely limit the water pollution and control them to a larger extent. Now we will talk about the consequences. Consequences means water pollution का क्या असर आएगा? The consequences means the harmful effects of water pollution on our environment and also on the human health. You know, there are so many diseases which are caused due to drinking of contaminated water. All these diseases which happens due to use of contaminated water are called waterborne diseases. The major waterborne diseases are cholera, HAJA, hepatitis and typhoid. These diseases are caused when someone uses the contaminated water. If the water is appearing to us clean, it does not mean that that water is free from pollution. It may contain millions of germs that are not visible to us by naked eyes, but when we drink that water, then these germs enter to our body in large quantities and cause serious health hazards. So we should use purified water. Disruption of natural food chain. How this happens? When non-biodegradable chemical substances are added in the fields in the form of fertilizers or pesticides, they flow along with water and reach to water bodies. In the water, aquatic plants make use of this because they absorb water, and through water these harmful chemicals enter into them. Now you know that plants are eaten by animals which in turn are eaten by some other animals in food chain. Food chain is a sequence of organism which is based on who eats whom. So an organism is eaten by other organism and the harmful chemicals once enter into food chain, its concentration keep on increasing with successive rise in the trophic levels, and its harmful effects are faced by the organisms of higher trophic level, the higher organisms. So in this way, once the harmful chemicals enter into food chain, then it would lead to destruction of the food chain. It damages the food chain. When food chain gets disturbed, ecosystem gets disturbed. So this would lead to the destruction of ecosystem, because ecosystem consists of so many feeding relationship between organisms. And once the harmful chemical enter into this feeding relationship, this would damage the entire food chain. And finally, if the contamination level is too high, then this type of water pollution would lead to death of aquatic animals. So water pollution not only harm humans but also all the other animals and organisms of the ecosystem. So in this way, in this video we have understood what is water pollution, what are its sources and consequences. That was all about the chapter pollution of air and water. Hope you have understood. Thank you.